vlog. I think we're on episode 3. It feels very strange to me because if you've known me for a while, you'll know I don't normally say what episode we're on, but I'm trying to, I don't know, at least the beginning while I'm, you know, trying not to overlap with the previous channel. Anyway, I'll give you a very, very quick intro. If you're new to my content, my name is Dawn. I'm a British expat. For 24 years plus, I've been living in the Netherlands, not far from Amsterdam. And I live here with my partner Lawrence, who's South African, our sons Josh and William, who are big, big boys, men, and our little doggy Jack, who's a Parsons Terrier. And if you're an OG, when I say OG, from the original gang, a returning viewer, thank you. A lot of you have come over from my old channel. If you're new to my content, I've basically started from scratch with YouTube. I've been on YouTube for over 6 years, I think, and I don't know why. I have spoken about it on my intro video, I think, and on my old channel. I can't monetize the channel, which means I can't control where YouTube plonk all these adverts randomly in my content, and I've just about had enough. So I've started again. So this is why we're only on episode 3, even though I've been here in the space for 6 years. And I also did the same with my crafting podcast, which is, oh sorry, I jumped there, which is the Woven Almanac podcast. So the channel names are the same. I've just added vlog or podcast at the end. And I did notice that as I saw new subscribers coming in, the old accounts, the old channels were going down in subscribers. So I don't mind. I don't get anything from them. Sometimes it's nice to, you know, watch a new channel from the very beginning, you know. So I'm just leaving it all there. I'm trying to figure out how to move it over. It's quite disruptive, but anyway, waffle. Right. Let's see. You would have seen on the screen, today is Monday, which is quite late for me to be starting a vlog. Sorry, I just need to clean my windscreen. We had having a lot of rain here in the Netherlands, and it seems to be that dusty, sandy rain because the car is covered in it this morning. Anyway, I'm starting the vlog quite late this week because I think I had a chat. I finished last week's vlog on Saturday, and I'd said that, you know, it was our, you know, famous boat race in our village, and we wasn't going. And then we just had a really, really quiet, actually lazy Saturday. It was lovely. And then Sunday, yesterday, Lawrence had hockey. He plays field hockey. Interesting fact, in his younger days, when he lived in South Africa, he played for South Africa. And then I think up to a few years ago, he played for the Netherlands hockey team, field hockey, that is. So, you know, he sort of began and coming to the end of his, you know, hockey career on you know, a high. So he saw the hockey guys from the Dutch team at a match the other day, and they asked him why he'd left the team, and it was because he'd not made selection for one of the games, and he was feeling very frustrated about it because he'd been turning up for training, you know, he was scoring, he'd had a really good season, and he said, you know what, this is so much extra for me to do on top of my job playing for my own hockey club. He has another kind of club, that team that he plays for, and the Dutch national team, the veterans. So anyway, that's the interesting fact. So he went to play for his own club yesterday morning, and I had a fairly relaxed morning. You know, did clean the kitchen, did a bit of washing, laundry, loads of knitting. I'm obsessed with the anthology throat at the moment. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you like to knit, head on over to the Woven Almanac podcast. I'll put a link below. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. I think I'm over 30% through the pattern now. It's going to take me months, I know it will. Anyway, and then yeah, I'm going to share this with you because it might help you. I live a very cluttered life. Our house is very cluttered. We're not hoarders, but you know, I like all my crafting stuff. I like shopping, Lawrence likes gadgets, and we just have a lot of stuff. And also my house style in the lounge, we have an open plan house, is very traditional. So I have some antique furniture in there. I like old antiques, knickknacks. So it is, you know, we've got a lot of stuff, but everything that we both love. And our kitchen is very modern. It's one of these Ikea, you know, white high gloss kitchens with an island and so forth. Anyway, kind of a bit of a juxtaposition. But I spent yesterday morning, whilst I was knitting, watching some channels. I don't know, they just kept popping up on my feed, so I kept watching them, about people decluttering for autumn, fall, and, you know, organisation and and it just got me fired up, because my wardrobe in our bedroom is a state. I've got clothes hanging off the doors. The doors don't close. It's terrible. It's an ancient Ikea PAX system, and I've been moaning about it for ages. Anyway, yesterday I went upstairs with the good old black bin bags, and I was ruthless. I did like what she called KonMari. I went in. Does it give me joy? Did I wear it? No. And then I sorted 3 piles. I sorted a pile for the bin, like they'd had it. I sorted a pile for, we've got like these, sorry, got confused then. I know, I'll tell you where I'm going. I'm going by memory, but it's like, hey, that doesn't feel right. No, this is the right way. Yeah, so things for the bin that I just completely had it. Things that could go in the clothing bins, like the recycling centre, or we've got them dotted around the streets here where we live. And then things that are really, really good with labels on, a lot of clothes or worn ones, you know, quite some, not everything, but some expensive things, which I want to donate to the charity. I did consider selling on Vinted. I've never done it before, but you know, the thought of having all these packages in the house and, you know, people, you know, sort of wanting to buy them for next to nothing, I'm just not down for that. I know it'll really upset and irritate me, so I thought I'd rather just give it all with a very, very, you know, happy heart to the charity shop, and then they can sell them at a, you know, a fair price and put the money to good use. Anyway, so that's what I had. I cleared out a whole, so the pack system we've got, this is going to be a long waffle of just what we have. The pack system we've got is, we've got a double wardrobe, a shelf, like a single closet, and then a double wardrobe. The one in the middle of the shelves, and the other two are hanging closets, and they've got a big shelf at the bottom. And they're just, at the bottom, they're just a dumping ground for, you know, old shoes, old bags. What was that? Shoes, my teeth don't fit. So I went through, I did one side of the closet earlier this year, I think it was, and I sorted all my shoes out, but I just couldn't face the other side. Anyway, I went through them. Out of all of the entire closet, there was only 2 pairs of shoes salvageable. There were shoes that I've had when I brought them over to the Netherlands with me. What was I thinking? None of them were good for the donation pile. They were just, you know, and I don't know, because there was things, you know, like not like plastic shoes, not leather, whatever they're called, like textile shoes, and they like stuck to each other, and then all the like the effect, you know, peeled off. Like I had some nice patent leather shoes, and I thought, oh, that'd be nice for the charity. And then they were stuck to another one, it just, the patent peeled off, you know. I just thought, man, I have to just, you know, just get rid of it. Anyway, and then I was moaning to Lawrence for, I've been moaning for years about this. I hate my bedroom, I want a new bedroom. And then Lawrence is like, well, yeah, sure. And then we came to the conclusion that actually the only wardrobe that we would kind of fit in that space is another PAX. And I said, why would I pay all this money to just replace it with the same wardrobe? So I said, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to like pimp it up. So the closet that I've just cleared out now, I'm going to make it a double hanging bar. There's no shoes in there now. and that will clear a lot of things off my wardrobe doors. I still need to go through the other side because I've got loads and loads of jeans that I'm not going to wear. I don't like them, you know, just get rid of them. So that I think if I'm ruthless, I can halve the you know, the capacity in that side. So that's what I'm doing. I'm on the way to Ikea in Haarlem. I had a look at Google Maps and it said Haarlem is the closest to me. It said 20 minutes. Let's see, because I've been chattering away for 10 minutes now, so it means we're halfway there. I thought Amsterdam was nearer to me, but apparently not. So I'm going to buy a new hanging rail. I might buy another one just in case, because I'm thinking I might do that on the other closet. I'm thinking I'm going to look at the doors, what kind of doors you've got, and the price, because you know I've got, you know, a money tree, and I'll tell you in a minute. And I've spent a bit this month, and failing that, if I don't like any doors or they're too expensive or whatever, I am a craftaholic. I love upcycling furniture. I love it. In fact, in my if you're new, I'll have to show you one day. I think I'm going to go there this week maybe. I've got my own studio room, a workshop in the local art centre, and there I do indeed paint, you know, like second-hand furniture. I've not done it for years. I've just not felt like it, but this is something that I've done since I was in my early 20s. And so I was looking online and I found a paint, it's by a brand, I don't know if in the Netherlands it's called Flexa, Flexa. I'm sure if you don't have that brand in your country, you know, there'll be something equivalent. Just Google, you know, how to paint Ikea PAX doors. That's what I did. And indeed, you can, it's like an undercoat primer, and you just need to make sure that your doors are really clean. Apparently it's super hard wearing, and I thought I wouldn't mind doing like this faux paneling. So I spoke to Lawrence, said, what do you think? You know, I'd just get like this really, you know, like cheap pine, like beading, like wooden beading, which costs, you know, it's very inexpensive compared to a new door, and then I can actually paint the wardrobe any colour I want. That's what I'm thinking. And he kind of nodded his head. So I'm going to Haarlem, and then I'm going to pop to Hoofddorp on the way back, because it's in the same direction. And I'm going to look in the Hammer, which is like B&Q in the UK. We have several stores here, but I've checked and they have 6 in store and none in the stores near me. Right, the other thing, Lawrence went to hockey and he came home, and I said, oh, I've bought a new TV cabinet, and he was like, what? Because I hadn't discussed it with him. I was sat there looking at the TV, and we've got an open shelf, double shelf. Our TV, we've got, you know, quite a big, I think it's like a 55-inch or 60-inch flat screen, you know, men with the gadgets, and it's all open, and I'm just sick and tired of looking at all the, you know, the gubbins, all the electrics and the wiring and and I thought, I've had enough of this. I'm going to look. So I found a new cabinet online and I ordered it. It's coming in 4 to 8 days. And Lawrence was like, he's used to me. I know to some people it might sound like horrific, but Lawrence could not care less what our house looks like and how I decorate it. As long as it's not like really over the top, he's got zero interest in, you know, clothes and like home style. None whatsoever. And the only thing is he detests purple. That's the only thing. So I shown it him and I said, what do you think? And he said, will it fit? I went, well, of course I've measured it. Not an idiot. Yes, it does fit. So I stood up and I showed him how the size and everything. And then he said, well, what about all my, you know, whatever electronics he's got under there? And I said, haha, the doors have got like a rattan panel, so you know you'll be able to see the little lights behind it. I'm coming off here, but at least you know your signal can beam through it. The only thing, it's the cupboard itself is dark. I'll show you when it comes, but the rattan on it is quite light, so I'm thinking actually I should do that one in the hammer. I might stain it, but I'm going to wait till it comes, actually thinking about it, to see what kind of finish is on it, because if it's plastic then can't stain that. Anyway, waffle. So that's why I'm late starting the vlog, because yesterday I was just in the zone. I'm not going to lie, my back's sore and I'm very tired mentally. I'm physically tired, but mentally tired. That it really took a lot out of me, that it really did, you know, just making these decisions. Anyway, my hair, some of you will know that I've not had straight hair for, I don't even know, it's got to be at least a year. Sometimes when I come out of the hairdresser it's kind of straight, just because they've whacked, you know, giving it a blast with the hairdryer. You will know, many of you, if you've been around a while, that I have very, not curly, but very wavy hair. And I actually like having wavy hair. It's, you know, low maintenance, low fuss, and you know, it's quite versatile. But anyway, because I showered really late, I think it was about like 4 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday, and I've had, you know, more highlights. So I've had like 2 lots of highlights now on my hair. I think my next appointment I'm also going to have some more. I'm trying to lift my hair because of the grey. I'm just sick to death of it, and I just seem to be getting darker and darker. Anyway, I'm not completely grey. I'm like in this in-betweeny stage. Anyway, gosh, what is that? Wow, that's an Audi. Is it an Audi Q8? The noise it's making, maybe he's got something on his exhaust. Wow, sorry. Anyway, my hair, so I thought, I wonder what my hair looks like straight. So I give it a good wash and a hair mask and conditioner and everything, and I just blew it with the hairdryer, but I didn't straighten it, like really straighten it. And then this morning I've got up and it was just a bit, you know, a bit kinked, you know, where I'd slept on it. And then I've got the straighteners on it, and I've put a bit of hair oil in it, because my layers, I've gone really short with the layers this time, and it was looking a bit shredded wheat. So that's why I put the straighteners on it. Anyway, I really like it, quite happy with it. I think the worst possible day to have straight hair, because we're in the middle of a gale. I don't know if you can even hear it. There's a storm coming. It's not going to rain till this afternoon. I'm literally going in, looking at the doors, getting a rail and coming home. So I'm not going to be in Ikea for hours. They might have some autumn stuff. I'll see, maybe I can film a little bit of something. We'll see. We'll have a look together. And yeah, very late. And right, I'm going to stop waffling now, because indeed I've been waffling on for 18 minutes. Oh my gosh. And I'm right by the Ikea. So, we'll see you in a while. So you would have seen on the screen today is Wednesday. I didn't film yesterday. I think I had a chat with you on Monday. I went to the Ikea. I did. I think that's where we're up to. Yesterday, I planned to take all my decent clothing to the charity shop and drop some things off at the clothing bin, and I didn't. I was busy more or less the whole day with my other channel, which I'll tell you in a second. I didn't unpack the things from what I bought from Ikea, so I can share that with you. The main thing I went for were, I think I mentioned it, was a hanging rail for the wardrobe. Lawrence has installed that, so now I've got a double packs, and now I've got 2 rails. Oh my gosh, it's made such a difference. It's meant that all my dresses, the longer stuff that were hanging on the door on the outside, are now put away, and all I did is just 2 rails, and then on the bottom one where it's all the short stuff, blouses and, you know, nicer jumpers kind of thing, just not put it up. So if this is the rail, I've only put them up to here, so all the dresses can just hang. They're just draping over the rail, which is fine. I have got a hand steamer and of course an iron. And then I did a bit more decluttering and throwing out and so forth. So I am working on my bedroom, and I'm going to just, if it takes me a few months, it's fine. I'm just doing a little bit at a time. So the podcast channel, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm launching a crochet pumpkin pattern, which is still up in my craft room. So I forgot to bring that down. Before the end of the week, I will show you the crochet pumpkin. If you crochet, head on over. I'll put a link to the podcast channel below. I'm so excited. It's the first pattern I've ever put out. I hope people are kind to me. It is free. I'm not a pattern designer. It's just my crochet pumpkin recipe out of my head that I've kind of put on paper, and I've made a video for it, a tutorial. So that's what I was busy with most of the day yesterday. Right, Ikea. Oh, sorry, it bent down. So I bought the clothing rail, which is already up. This caught my eye. I've got this weird little redundant corner in my bathroom that nothing ever fits. And it just ends up, you know, with, I think the dog's towel was on the floor in that corner for I don't know how long. It seemed to be, every time I clean the floor, just put it back there. Just seemed to be the home. And then I think an old a painting tray ended up living there for a couple of months. Again, these are things that, and my cleaner, when she finished with us a few months ago, you know, we just pick it up, clean under it, put it back down. So anyway, I've cleared that corner. There's nothing, no rubbish stored there. And then I saw this. I'm sure this is to go in your bathroom, but it's fine. It's like this little shower shelf, like a little standing shelf thing. I think it was like €7 or €8. And again, if you had a walk-in shower, I mean, it's all plastic, so you could put it in the shower. But I thought this would be great just to give us a little bit more storage in the bathroom and to stop us, you know, just throwing things on the floor there. So I'm going to, now I've shown you, I can assemble that. No special project for this, but I think they were like €2. And I always have frames in. These like shadow boxer frames. I think that's what they're called. In this nice black colour, so you can stand them up or hang them. I'm thinking for my downstairs toilet, our little powder room, I've got an art gallery in there, just weird things. And then one other thing, my shaver, I have one of those Gillette Venus, just a regular shaver. The little stand holder, it had a suction cup, it was stuck on the wall in the shower for years. I've had it for years. And I think it just gave up the ghost. It fell off and I think it shattered. And I've not got round to buying one. And then I saw this, they've got this, I don't know if they're new, I can take the label off now. This whole range of like stick-on things for your bathroom or kitchen, I assume. I'll show you I'll take this off because I'm going to go upstairs now and put them away. Tiscan, I think there's a whole range of stuff. Have them in black, and then this, it's not white, it's like a bone colour, I think, or putty. And this suction cup's supposed to be like mega strong. And they had a load up on display, so, you know, being a good shopper that I am, I'd give them all a good yank. And they were, whether they've cheated and glued them to this display, I don't know. But I thought, well, this will be handy. So it just clicks, you can just click it on like so, stick it towards, it's got holes in the drainer. So I thought, oh, that'd be good for I throw my razor in it. I mean, a couple of €, not much. Haven't got the price, the whatchamacallit, the receipt anymore. No, I'm looking around, I haven't. One thing I didn't share with you, on the way back from Ikea, I popped into the DIY store and I bought paint. I bought paint for my bedroom and paint for my wardrobes, the doors. I had a look in Ikea. I can't justify spending, you know, €250 to €400 on new doors for the wardrobe. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just old. You know, they've got all different weird shades of white because they're always in direct sun, you know, in the day. And so I bought some paint. I can show you. It's by Flexer. That's the brand. And this is kitchen cupboard paint. But I had a look, and it's also for laminate furniture. So all I have to do, and it's got a primer built in. So I couldn't find it on the shelf. I asked the shop assistant, and she said, oh no, we have it in the paint mixing department. because, you know, we can make the colour up for you. So I said, well, just white. And she said, because I was going to paint it all white and then paint it on top. And she said, no, it's got primer built in. We can just make any colour you want. So I can't show you. I don't want to open it now because that'll just make a mess. Because I'm not, as I said, I'm not in any rush to do my bedroom. But it's like, it's green, and I colour matched the wall paint to go with it. So it's green. It's like a mid green, but like a muddy sage colour, I'd say, off the top of my head. And they haven't, normally they stick the colour sample to it, but they haven't. What else? Oh yeah, two other things. Though I've had we had a Zoom call and then it went off, and then we had a WhatsApp call with together, me, Jeanette, who's Crafty Codes Creations, many of you know, and my other friend Karen, our other friend Karen, who's Stitches and Jacks. Many of you will know that the three of us, we're like the three musketeers. We've been friends for many years. Jeanette and Karen see each other in person quite often, and I don't because I don't live there. But if you've been around on my old channel, you'll know in 2023 we had a fantastic weekend. We went to Yarndale. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Hopefully I can repeat it again one day. Anyway, I'm talking to the girls. We were telling what we're working on and just catching up on with life, etc. And then I said, oh, I've got something to show you. And what do you think? And they both really liked it. So I'm going to insert some footage at the end because I said, oh, I won't, I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to vlog it. And they're both like, yeah, share it. So when I finish waffling, I'm going to show you, I bought another new coat. And I hear you say, a new coat, you just bought one. I did. But this is a very special coat. It's a special occasion coat that I'll have forever because it's quite timeless. Joshua, my eldest son, said I looked like a pimp in it. Karen said I look like something out of Downton Abbey. You can decide. I'm going to insert some footage. Bear in mind, when I wear this coat, I will have heels on and be a bit more dressed up. At the moment, I've got a t-shirt and my old jogging bottoms on and my slippers. But I've just put it on and giving you a little twirl so you can have a look what it's like. I'm going to tell you. So this coat that I've bought is Karen Millen. And on the Karen Millen website, you can still buy, not that exact model, but almost the same models. And for some reason, this model then, it's completely sold out, was in the sale. I got this reduced by 70%. I sized up because I'm always, you know, with these sort of, you know, like the mid to low designer labels, I always find that they run a little bit small. So I sized up. So I ended up going for, so just so you know, I wear a UK 16-18. That's what I fluctuate between. And in the Netherlands, it's a 44-46. So I sized up to a size 20, which would be 48 in the Netherlands. Because it's a coat, I know it's quite fitted, and I want to wear a sweater underneath it, be able to if I want to. Anyway, I'm glad I did. It fits like a glove. I'm thrilled to bits with it. This, with the postage, it worked out around just slightly more than the coat that I've just bought from C&A, and this is Karen Millen. So I'm going to insert some footage. Let me know what you think. As I said, Joshua said I look like a pimp. I'm just thinking, you know, like, what was he called? Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch. I said, I just need one of those. What are you called? A fedora? I love it. It's super warm. I like it because there's no button or zipper on the front. It's just a simple tie. And, you know, when it's cold, I actually, especially, you know, you get hot and cold, I like to wear like a scarf or a cowl or, you know, something to cover my chest, but it's still open. So it's got a leather tie belt. Anyway, you're going to see in a minute what an absolute bargain. I do have some friends who don't know each other, but, you know, these are conversations I've had independently with them over the years, that buy like sample from sample sales or buying in the sales, and they buy even if things are like 2-3 sizes bigger, too big for them, and then they have them altered, so they end up with really nice wardrobes of beautiful labels, but like high street prices. That's a little tip for you. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling. I'm 11 minutes in, I think, and before the week's out, I will show you the pumpkin. Right, I'm going to go and put all this away. Lawrence is waiting to eat. He's on his lunch break. I'm hungry. And yes, another waffle. I'll see you in a while. Good afternoon. Oh, I've just had a nap. You can see I've still got the lines from my CPAP machine, which is a mask that I have to sleep with because I have sleep apnea. I put this t-shirt on. This is a very, very, very old t-shirt. I had, well, where to start? It's sweater weather. I'm just looking at Ravelry. I'll tell you about that in a minute. I had a sweater on. I got up this morning, did some admin kind of stuff, responding to social media, all about the pumpkin, crochet pumpkin. It's downstairs now. Then I got in the shower, and then I got Joshua helped me load the car up with all the bags from the charity shop, for the charity shop. And then I'd faffed around for so long that I ended up, it was like lunchtime. I was like, oh, this is the worst possible time to go to the charity shop. Anyway, off I went. It was drizzling. It's quite dry now. It's overcast and grey, but it's dry. But it's been raining for days, and I couldn't go yesterday because it's not open every day. So anyway, off I went. I was on the main road through our village on my way there, merrily on my way, minding my own business, and I saw this big, like a big digger. And then there's those like construction machines with like the bucket scoop thing at the front, a big one. So I'm driving, doing the speed limit, which is 50 kilometres an hour, minding my own business. And then I saw it coming, and I was thinking, that's going quite fast. And it wasn't slowing down, and I think I was just like gobsmacked, because it was going to go across the road, but like whether I was there or not. So I managed to, I didn't even do a hard brake. I had to slam the brakes on. And he was like whizzing across, didn't even give me a second look. I was honking the horn and everything. Before it stopped, I was like, beep. And there was a guy in high vis at the side of the road. I put my window down and I'm like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be directing the traffic. And he shrugged his shoulders. So anyway, I was really shook up. I was shaking because I mean, he was just going to plough right through me. What an idiot. So I was literally just sort of trying to compose myself, pulled round the corner, still on this main road, and this lovely man in a white van had decided, the lady at the side of the road, who was very young and cute, very, very, sweet, cute looking, with some dogs, decided that he needed to stop and let her cross the road with the dogs, and just slammed his brakes on in front of me. When I told Lawrence later, I said, I don't think he would have done it if it was, like a bloke or an older woman or somebody, less. She was very attractive, this girl or lady, woman, very young. Lawrence laughed and he went, it wouldn't have stopped for anybody. He was clearly like, hey. So I was like, what's going on? So I got to the charity shop. The car park was packed. I couldn't get into the loading bay where you can, unpack your car. It was chaos. People were beeping. There was clearly a fair bit of road rage going on. And I was like, just let it go. It's fine. So I drove the right way so I could get into the lane for the to park my car up. And it was just chaos. There was people driving in the other way, blocking the way, beeping, lots of angry people. Really busy, chaotic. And again, I'm just let it go. It's fine. I was still quite shook up over, being almost wiped out and then driving into the back of a van. And then this, it's a big flock of birds just flew over the house. Like starlings, loads of them. They're doing that, what's it called when they do that? Is it murmuring, is it? Anyway, sorry, distracted. So I'm just crawling along. I think there was like 2 or 3 cars in front of me. You couldn't go anywhere. You just had to wait for them to finish, unloading and drive off, and hope nobody else drove in the wrong way. So this lady came, and her boot of her door, like a big hatchback, was open, and she started shouting at me. I had to move back to let her out. Well, so her car's here. I was already here when she came to the car, so I was looking at her, and she's like screaming at me, like shrieking. Yeah, move back, she's saying to me. But it's like, okay, firstly I'm here, but where do you think if I have to move back for you to reverse out, where do you think you're going? Because this car's in front of me. And at this point, I was just done with it. So I said no. I said you have to wait. And so she got in her car. I'm thinking, is she going to close the boot? Anyway, so I carried on, managed to pull up. I thought, let me just do this quickly. So I had 3 massive bin bags, and they were heavy, and some shoe boxes. And so I thought, let me just grab one. It was chaos. It was 2 elderly gentlemen, very grumpy, clearly not happy with how busy it was. And the table was full. So I put one of the bags down, ran back to the car, got another 2. I come back, and then one of them told me off for leaving a bag on the floor. At this point, I just about had it. No, thank you, or nothing. And so I said, if you'd have waited, I would have picked it up, but your table was full. I said, and while you're at it, I said, I've got 3 bags here and shoes, brand new with labels on. That's worth a lot of money for you. So, not for you, for the charity. I said, so, you know what? You're welcome. And they both, in Dutch, and they were both looking at me. And then one of them went, oh, thank you, Val. Oh, thank you. And I turned on my heel and I got off. So, got out, pulled around the corner. Who was there? The woman who was shrieking, because she'd driven halfway down the road and realised that she'd left a car boot open. What an idiot. Anyway, this, because I'd been in the car talking to you and telling you, oh, it's nice, we'll go in and have a look around. I've not been to that charity shop for, I don't even know, it must be last year maybe, or the year before. I rarely go there. And because I'd had such a horrible experience, this was in less than, 30 minutes, door to door. I was like, I'm going home, I'm just going home. Anyway, I come home, told Lawrence what happened, and he was like looking at me. And he said, I feel terrible. I said, it's like I've just I've left the house, I've been in this little happy bubble, I've stepped out of the door, and I've just been met with like idiots, half-wits and angry people. So he was laughing. So I said, anyway, I'm home now. So I had a late lunch, sat on the sofa, knitted a bit, and then I said, I'm really tired, I'm going to have to go down for a nap. So anyway, I came up here, faffed around a bit, and then I put my sleep mask on, and I've had just over half an hour, and I feel much better for it. But I mean, it's just ruined my day. It's like just inconsiderate and thoughtless and mean people, how they can just really ruin your mood. Anyway, that's where we're at. So yeah, I would have took you around the thrift store, had a little look. So right, I'm in my craft room now because I ordered off Amazon. I ordered this it's like a tension rod. There's a tiny bit of spring in it, not much, but it's one of those that you screw. I think it's between 40 and 77 centimetres, I thought. And for some reason they only had them in a pack of 2, so I've got 2 of these rods. It's fine. I'll find a use for one of them. But I hate our dishwasher. If you've followed me for a while, you'll know that during lockdown our dishwasher broke. And it was one of those integrated dishwashers. And we ordered so we had a new kitchen fitted. And then we had quite a new standalone, like a nice stainless steel, I think it was a Siemens or a Bosch dishwasher. There was nothing wrong with it. So we said, okay, we'll keep the freestanding, and when it dies, we'll put the integrated dishwasher in. Anyway, the dishwasher died. During lockdown, we ordered the integrated dishwasher, but what do you know? We could order online the dishwasher, have it delivered, but not the door. So when everything lifted, we went back to Ikea eventually to buy a door. and they said, oh, we've discontinued your dishwasher model. So then Lawrence would have had to have pulled it all out and you know, to order it all. So we've just left it. We've been left with this, you know, this I don't even know, like, how would you describe it? It's like a bionic door, you know, this like just all metalwork. And I hate it. It's a horrible dishwasher. You can't. It's the same size as our last one, but you can't fit anything in it. It's just terrible. Anyway, it works. So we've been humming and hawing, and Lawrence said, well, we'll just get a new one. And I said, I want a freestanding one again. I loved that dishwasher. It was great. I don't need an integrated dishwasher. And then it's just annoying me. It just makes the kitchen look a mess. Anyway, waffle. I said to him the other week, do you know what, I might just make a little curtain and cover it, like a little farmhouse curtain, even though the kitchen's very modern. But I've looked online on Pinterest and I've seen modern kitchens with like little farmhouse kitchen-esque components. So we was going to get, was going to screw like hook and iron. I was going to make a little curtain to put across. Anyway, I thought, let's not do that. It's just easier. I ordered these yesterday. They come today. These 2 tension rods. So you just screw them, and then you get a little screw with like it looks like a little Allen key, and then there's a hole somewhere that you just tighten them up so they don't move. But I think once you've screwed them, they're fine. So I came into my craft room because I was looking at fabric, but I don't know. Even though I've got quite a stash. I have got quite a stash at my in my studio at the art centre, but from memory, there's nothing that I really like. So I think I'm gonna have to just buy some more fabric of something I like. I did think of going over to the art centre, but this weekend it's what in Dutch it's called the Kunstroute, the art route. It sounds very strange in English, and it's where the whole village is open, and then if you register with the art route organisation, you can do a route and go round, you know, walk or on a bike or with your car and visit all these different galleries and people's private homes and go and look at art of every kind of, you know, genre you can imagine. And the whole art centre opens up. It's a massive event weekend in the social calendar. I've stopped opening my room for years. I just, you know, I'm not selling anything in there, and I'm just not into a load of strangers traipsing through my studio and just making small talk. I'm just not feeling it. I know I sound really miserable, but I'm just not feeling it. Well, anyway, I've seen in the group app and, you know, online, it's quite chaotic there. You know, that everybody's decorating and it's like a big art gallery. You'll go in and there's all artwork hung over it. It's really nice. It's a lovely day. One of the ladies, one of my neighbours, just at me actually. She said, "Are you coming?" I said, "No." And she said, "Oh, can I show something in front of your door then? You know, just to like for display." I said, "Yeah, sure." So I just don't feel like it. I said I might pop in for a drink, you know, just say hi to them, but I don't know, I just don't feel like it. Anyway, so that's why I'm not going to my own studio to rummage through the fabric. Right, I'm going to stop waffling. I just feel it's just spoilt my day. I know this morning I was in such a good mood. Oh yeah, what I was telling you about Ravelry, that's where, I think I mentioned it. If you don't knit or crochet, or maybe you just don't know it, it's an online group community that you can buy crochet or knitting patterns, or get them for free, download them for free, or be directed to somewhere you can buy a pattern from. I've been a member of Ravelry for years. Anyway, my crochet pattern, the pumpkin, is free to download on there. I think I might have already told you this, but I was checking before I went to bed last night, actually in the evening, after I had a dinner I should say, and I saw that my pattern, so there's like on the pattern homepage, not the main page, but when you click on patterns and you go to the homepage, they always showcase some debut pattern designers or debut patterns, and mine was on there. So and I'd had notice from Ravelry that it was going to be featured, and it just means that there's been a lot of noise about my pattern. So if you've checked out my pattern or downloaded it, thank you, you've contributed. So I was very excited. And then I've had a quick look because I've been getting messages through Ravelry. It's like a messaging, like with with Facebook. Facebook, you got Messenger, or Instagram. You can DM people, and Ravelry works the same way. You've got like an internal message system. Anyway, gosh, I'm so tired. So I've been getting messages on there, which is lovely. And when I went onto so click patterns, and then you go into search, and then you're landed on it's like a grid of all the patterns, and I'm like on the first page, quite high up, which is really good. That's good. They're basically the algorithms of the website will be checking for interest. So it means it's not that they're doing it. It just means that I've had a lot of activity on my pattern, which is driving me up. I'm thrilled to bits. I've got no aspirations of being this, famous pattern designer, but I might dabble again. It has been tiring to do it. I have got a notebook full of crochet pattern designs that I want to do, ideas, some half written, just brainstorming things, but it was really, really a lot of work. Anyway, so I'm going to stop waffling. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to have a coffee and see if we can get out of this funk. That's why I put this t-shirt on when I got home. It was very, very hot, so I said to Lawrence, I'm going to put my jogging pants on my t-shirt, and then I found this in my drawer. I've not wore it. I don't wear it outside. It's an indoor sleep t-shirt kind of thing, and I thought, you know what, I'm putting that on. I'm just going to sort of emanate positive vibes, happy vibes. Not that I'm leaving the house. Oh, the other thing what arrived, I don't know if it will be in this week's vlog, but I mentioned, I can't remember what I did, but I mentioned I bought a new like a TV cupboard for under the TV. Our TV is mounted on the wall. That's arrived. I've still not decorated the fine side for autumn. I've just been busy or not feeling the vibe. So anyway, we'll see. Right, I'm going to stop waffling. I'm sorry, I'm feeling like it's a bit of a rubbish vlog this week. It would have been nice to go. I was in the mood for doing a bit of thrifting just to have a look, but yeah, it just took the shine off it. And I thought, why would I put myself through it? But I think, that the two sort of near accidents, I think that like those adrenaline rushes just wipe me. Okay, I'm going to stop waffling. Good morning. You would have seen on the screen today is Friday. I am en route to the market in Amstelveen. I've got a choice of two markets on a Friday, both in neighbouring towns but in opposite directions, so I'm like in the middle of them both. So I'm going to the one in Amstelveen because I know there is a man who is sometimes, not always, on the market who sells nice fabrics at quite reasonable prices, because I think I mentioned this. I want to make a little curtain, a temporary curtain, to just cover the dishwasher until it dies, or I finally had enough of it and we just replace it with a standalone dishwasher. But for now, I'm just going to whip up a curtain. I've been through my stash and there's nothing that I like, actually. It's a bit strange because our kitchen, compared to the rest of the house, our kitchen's quite modern. It's like this, high gloss white kitchen with well, you've seen it, a stand at the island with like subway tiles and like the stainless steel fridge, but the rest of the house is all like vintage, antique-y. So I don't know, having a curtain, an under-counter curtain, is that a little bit too chintzy for the kitchen? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know why I've just gone off on a tangent. Oh, thank goodness I've changed lanes, because there's a kid who's in a little Fiat 500, a very, very young boy, and he's tailgated me the whole way up to here, and now we went into a double lane and moved away from him, and now he's tailgating a bus. I mean, it just fills me with dread when I see stuff like that. What have I been up to since I last had a chat with you? Nothing on the crafty front. I've just been knitting. I've not been able to put down this anthology throat. if you're a knitter, you've probably come across it. It's by Helen Stewart, and I'm 40% through now. It's really nice, and actually the number of stitches, if you're not a knitter, I'm sorry about this, the number of stitches I've got now on the needles is it's going to stay like that for quite a while. So I've got, I don't know, nearly 570 something stitches is one round, and then I think it only goes to 800 and something a fair way into the pattern, and then it ends on 1,000 or something. Those rounds are going to take a while, but for the rest I've just been loving it. I find it so relaxing to do. What else? Oops. I don't think I've got anything else to share with you. I feel like it's a boring vlog this week. I'm sorry. If it's not too crowded, I've got a feeling the market will be crowded because it's such a nice day and it's been raining non-stop here for weeks. Well, not non-stop, but it has rained a lot in the day. I've got a feeling everybody's going to be out in the market today, just enjoying the sunshine. I'll try and film a bit. I'm in two minds whether to stop at the wool man, and see what he's got. I'm in two minds. I don't need to buy any new wool, but you know, sometimes, you know, I'm inspired by something. Just thinking. Anyway, a waffle. I'll see if I can film something. And of course, I can't remember who said it now. Somebody said in the comments, I think it was last week, that when I say, when I go out, if I buy something, I'll show you. Like, if I buy, of course I'm going to buy something. I forget who said it now, but it really made me laugh. And I'm trying to get better at it, but I can't help it. I do go to places that I like, and you know, then I buy things. Right, I'm going to stop waffling, and I will see you in a while, and I'll show you what I buy, because I am going to buy something. It's so warm. I forgot to check the temperature. I'm going to get this sweater off, that's for sure. I didn't have to pay for the parking. Something went wrong, so I put the ticket in the machine. It said free, and then people behind me, I think the payment system wasn't working. So anyway, I bought a few bits. I'm just going to whiz through it quickly because I need to edit the entire vlog. I'm sorry, I think it might be a bit of a rubbish one this week. I feel like I've not done anything, but I've waffled a lot. So hopefully you've been busy with me in the background and I've passed away, you know, a bit of time with you. Anyway, I'm obsessed with ginger tea at the moment. So I bought myself a chunk of ginger and a sprig of mint. Oh my gosh, I've been walking around smelling this. I'm sure she made a mistake. It was €1.50. And another stall, I hope you can hear me, another stall I almost bought the ginger from. I'm sure it was way more expensive than that. And the only reason I didn't buy it there was there was a big queue. And I saw another veg stall, no queue, walked up, piece of ginger, thinking it would be around the same price. Yeah, I can't remember what the other one charged. Anyway, of course, I bought some wool. I'm going to show you because this is in support of my pumpkin pattern, the ultimate crochet pumpkin pattern. I'm going to make one in this is a chunky. This is Elise Super Lana Maxi. Oh my gosh, I've got, if you've known me for a while, you know I've got a sweater in this colour combination, stripe one. Love it. And as soon as I'd done the pattern, I thought I need to make I'm going to make a jazzy one. That'll probably go in my craft room. And then I'm going to make a Christmas one. There's way too much wool here. I'll get quite a few pumpkins out of that. But I just bought it. And then I bought this Elise Superwash Artisan Unicolor. I've bought the patterned one of this before, and I made Lawrence a pair of woolly socks from it, and I just love this buttery milk. It's beautiful. I fancy a cowl, so I need to find a nice lacy cowl pattern. And then I went for boring old, like a linen blend for the curtain. I was looking at all these patterns and I thought it just doesn't work in my kitchen. I'm sorry, excuse the mess, but you've seen the style of it. So I've just gone for a linen. There'll be a nice gather in it, so I'll probably do that this afternoon if my craft room's not too hot. And then he had these like Liberty dupes, so I just got 1/2 metre of them just to try. It feels really, really nice quality cotton. Aren't they lovely? If you know anything about Liberty prints, let me know what it's similar to, because I just know, oh, that's really nice. I just know the style of Liberty, but... And then I bought a couple of things. I popped by my friend's store. They have a haberdashery store. I bought some trimming to finish Luna's dress off. And they had these super cute little pins. So they said, well, you can put them on shirt collars, or if your shirt's a bit gappy, they will poke a hole in the fabric. But they're only €1. Got a little crown. Like that. That's nice. It reminded me a little bit like the Van Cleef motif. Little diamond. They're all odd. And like a little leaf. Isn't that lovely? Even if I just stick them on my denim jacket, they're €1 each. What a bargain. Right, I'm going to wrap up this vlog. We need to do an emoji. What we're going to do, picture of the week. Let me think. Shall I do it? You know what? We can do repeats. It's our channel. We can do what we like. Here is, I'm going to say, if you're here at the end, you're still awake, you're still here. Because I launched the pumpkin pattern this week, we're going to stick with pumpkins again. If you're here and you feel like joining in, playing along, leave me either a picture, an emoji of a pumpkin in the comments below, or the word pumpkin. And then I know you're still awake. And if you're not awake, wake up! That got you, didn't it? Right, thanks for tuning in. If you make a pumpkin, let me know. My socials are below. You can post your pumpkin on Ravelry, and yeah, just let me know. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in. I can't tell you what I'm going to do next week because I actually don't know. I think it's going to be another quiet week, but I'm happy for that. I'm going to put all this stuff away. Lawrence has got a meeting in 4 minutes. And I'm going to figure out how to make a nice ginger tea for myself. Thanks for tuning in again. Thanks for all your support. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now.